You can see I have a new toy, but I don't have time to use it today. Maybe tomorrow. First, I have a few housekeeping items to discuss based on your answers to the what I like, what I dislike form. It looks like the most common complaint about remote learning is the lack of immediate feedback from your teachers. Now, my office hours are officially 10 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m., noon, but I'm usually working on and off pretty much all day long. So if you need my help, it can't hurt to try me any time of day. I may or may not be available, but if I am, I will help you when you need help. Also, only a few of you have contacted me with Google Hangouts. That's definitely the best way to reach me because I can chat with you in real time and avoid the delays inherent with email. It's simple to use, so don't be afraid to try it. Speaking of keeping in touch, I'm going to put an extra question on the classroom tomorrow, asking if any of you would be interested in a live Zoom classroom meeting scheduled once or twice a week to give everybody a chance to be in a virtual class together and ask questions in real time. Answer me honestly, and if there's enough interest, I'll try to make that happen. Next, if you have trouble remembering what is on the instructional videos, you can check out the script for each one on the lesson plan that I attach to the Google Classroom on the announcement and the stream every day. It's after the official lesson plan on that document, and it might be easier for some of you visual learners to absorb the information that way, reading it instead of watching it. A few of you have asked about the grades in Google Classroom, and let me reassure you that you don't need to worry about those grades. Well, pretty much everything else is in Google Classroom, but grades will still go through PowerSchool. Speaking of grades, a few of you took me a bit too literally when I said that the assignments due yesterday were about using Google Classroom, not about the content. This is true. I did not actually grade the quality of your answers. Several of you provided only 1 or 2 answers, though, instead of the 3 assigned. And some of you turned in assignments without writing anything at all. Content was not graded, but missing content was graded down. This next one is just my English teacher coming out, but a large percentage of you don't capitalize the pronoun I. Now, I know that this is because many times spell check will fix it for you. But you need to check your assignments for capitalization before you submit them. You want to look intelligent, and that kind of mistake doesn't carry you very far in that direction. Finally, I want to strongly encourage you to keep up with the research paper assignments. Each builds on the next, and the further behind you get, the more difficult it will be to catch up again. I'm going slow with the process, but don't let that make you complacent. Okay, free writing. Free writing has been used for a lot of things over the years, including as a way of connecting with spirits during seances. But we're going to use it for the much more quotidian purpose of refining your research paper topic by tapping into your brain and pulling out the best ideas you have. Imagine the ideas in your brain like a stack of papers. The first few you have, the first 20 you have, may not be all that great, but often, when you keep digging down, you find a truly amazing insight or a perspective that you weren't really even aware was in there. It's like that idea was 50 papers down, and until you got rid of all the garbage on top of it, you couldn't see it. The great thing about free writing is that it is completely freeing. When you free write, you put the pencil on the paper and you don't stop writing until a certain time is up. You don't worry about spelling or grammar or punctuation or sentence structure or making sense or even using real words. You just let your brain vomit out whatever is in there. And often you find things that'll surprise you, buried deep down 7 or 10 or 15 minutes into the exercise. Okay, so why do we want to free write in this case? Well, often the topics that we select for research papers are just too broad. You could not write a paper about just refugees, at least not in the space you'll have, which is just a few pages. If you're writing a whole book or a series of books, you might cover the topic adequately, but you probably want to find one aspect of the problem, one perspective, one region or type or era of refugees. Now, Part of the process of finding a focus that is not too broad nor too narrow comes naturally as you write. I keep telling you that writing is recursive, that you try something, find that it works or doesn't work, then you back up, adjust, and try something different. That is not failing the first time. That is how writing works. You can often save yourself some time, however, by mining the brilliance that is already in your own brain. You just have to trick that brilliance into coming out, and that is what free writing does. Practically, you select one of the topics you uncovered during the brain dump exercise yesterday. I hope that you actually did the brain dump and didn't just randomly pick some topics off the list. If you discover topics that resonated with you, the free writing, and the whole paper for that matter, will be that much easier. I'm going to put a 10-minute timer up, and you are going to write about that topic for the full time. Not stopping, not pausing, not thinking about anything except just keeping the flow going. That's how you get tapped down into the meaty part of your brain and find the good stuff. When you're done, you're going to sift through all the garbage that you wrote and see if you can pan a couple of gold nuggets out of the nonsense that surrounds it. You'll then take those nuggets and do a 5-minute free write on the more focused version of your topic that you should discover. You will finally sift through the 5-minute free write and find even more purified nuggets with which to do a 2-minute free write, which should, with any luck, give you a manageable thesis sentence. By the way, if you want to see the whole video of the example free write I've had on the screen as I spoke, I'm linking it to the Google Classroom announcement for today as well. Now, get your pencil and paper ready, or get a blank Google Doc on your screen. If you need to pause for a second, that's fine. Get ready to write for 10 minutes. Pause if you need to go get the materials. I have the timer ready. So, ready, set, go. Okay, time is up. How did you do? If you need to, pause the video and take some time to look through what you wrote. A lot of it'll probably be nonsense, but if you comb through, you may find that there are some good ideas, some gems hidden in there. Find those gems. Those are your new starting points. Now, instead of refugees, you may be thinking of comparing and contrasting the refugee problem with the human trafficking problem. Well, that's still a pretty broad topic, though. So you want to chew on ways to compare and contrast, finding ways to focus the topic even more, discovering what aspect of these topics really interests you, why it resonates with you. When you're ready, then, start a new paragraph or chunk of writing or page or however you want to indicate that you're restarting and prepare for the 5-minute free write. All right, so ready, set, and go. and stop. Now, with a little luck, you found a direction with which you're comfortable, a rough draft of your thesis sentence. Look through your 5-minute write and see if you can find something like that. Pull it out and use it as the starting point for the final 2-minute free write. Well, you're pretty deep in the brain at this point, and I hope you're getting some good stuff from it. This last one lets you polish the idea even further. So get ready for the final leg of the journey. Pencil and paper, keyboard, ready. So, ready, set, and go. Hooray! You're done. This is exhausting work, and you did it. Congratulations. I hope you had some fun letting your creative juices flow, and I hope you had the pleasant experience of discovering things in your own brain that surprised you. With the recursive nature of writing, your thesis sentence is likely to go through several more transformations as you write, but what you ended up with after looking through your 2-minute free write should be a good starting point. Go to the thesis sentence question on the Google Classroom and post this starter thesis sentence. I will look it over and give you feedback on it. If you didn't come up with gold this time, don't worry. You can either try this process again with another topic or run through it a second time with the same topic, because this can be a difficult and time-consuming task. I'm giving you 2 days to work on this. You can go through it several times if you need to. Don't skip this step, though. It really helps you get your brain primed to attack your topic, and it will make the process more enjoyable. I will check in with you tomorrow, Friday, March 27, with any housekeeping issues. But you will not have another assignment until Monday, when we will use graphic organizers to expand on our thesis sentences. Okay, then. So enjoy yourself, do good work, stay healthy, and so long.